Okay, remember that they're changing my voice. This video series is very important. It's going to be very interesting. It is technically about the fundamentals of decent governance in a multicultural society, but we're going to make it a lot more interesting than some kind of video that's an academic video or something. We're going to one-up that. So this first part is about whether or not people should be catering toward nerds, frats, narcissists in business suits, what have you. Should America be a place of freedom of speech and freedom of expression? A multicultural society? Or should you be forced to choose between white culture, whitewash culture, LGBT culture, LGBT wash culture, ghetto culture, and woke culture? Okay, should all cultures be a variation of those things? For example, if you're a Sikh or you're a Muslim and you dress a certain way, should you be forced to behave in a way that's white and LGBT washed? And I know you all know exactly what I'm saying here. I'm not trying to offend anybody in this video. I'm trying to get some feedback because I think that people should be discussing things. For example, when we see these conspiracy theorist types out there, why didn't all the conspiracy theorists who've been talking about things that were true and things that were false for a long time, why didn't they get their act together, have a central conspiracy theorist committee where they show you just the pure facts that people ignore and then also present their various theories? Why didn't they double down on the facts? We would have had a much better society, especially the facts in regards to poverty and homelessness and how they were easy to solve and how they created problems and how there's people who actually worship the devil, who like chaos, who do chaos magic, shadow psychology. There's people who are sexual sadists, dominatrix. Why don't they double down on the facts and say, look, these are the facts here. It's not a matter of if society should come together and face these various groups that are making it worse. It's how. It is also a fact that when you piss people off, okay, say they're a poor white person or a person of color from the ghetto or what have you, and you piss them off and they start acting very angry, right? Like a biker gang person, a gang member, a thug, and they start playing their music loud and they're angry, right? Why did they start behaving that way? Because you treated them a certain way and they're responding to that treatment. As they say, you give them a spoonful of hatred every day. Maybe their dad beats their mom, maybe they beat them, maybe they don't, maybe their dad left when they're young, maybe they're treated unfairly, maybe they can't explain why school is unfair, but they know it is. Like I knew it was unfair. I couldn't tell you exactly why. People used to say things like, hey, that's just how it is. That's the only way they can do it. No, they did a bunch of studies and that's the only way they can do it. Bullshit. A lot of the things you learn in grade school, junior high, and high school are things that you don't need to learn. And so you have this excessive amount of homework for things that you're not going to remember anyway, even if you get a good grade, and things you can get a crash course in. Okay, and if somebody wants to learn more about that on their own time, then they should do that. But they should be focusing on the core things you need to learn. Math to a certain extent, English to a certain extent, the fundamentals of history, what have you. Speaking of fundamentals, again, this video series is about the fundamentals of decent governance in a multicultural society. And ironically, some guy in a pickup truck drove real closely to my vehicle, and I'm told that when they do that, that they're saying you're cutting it close. So let's go over this part again to show them I'm not afraid. Should you be forced to choose between white culture, whitewash culture, LGBT culture, LGBT wash culture, ghetto culture, woke culture, a variation of these things, or should you have the freedom to dress and express yourself how you want to within reason? Your authentic, say maybe Chinese culture, Arab culture, maybe African culture, maybe Puerto Rican. Should you have your authentic culture, indigenous? Or should these worms be washing it so they can feel like they're dominating you? These people who are on record are sadists, narcissists, psychopaths, sociopaths. They kind of come together in their corporate partnerships. And they're laughing at you. And they're abusing you. An injustice for one is an injustice for all. Look at homelessness. How many people from various walks of life, rich people, middle class people, poor people, have been affected by homelessness in various ways? Assaulted, raped, robbed. Okay, slipping on some filth in the streets. Okay, feeling sad about it. So it's stupid for them to do what they're doing, but there's people who actually want people to suffer and they think that it makes their life better. They believe that they feel better about themselves when people are suffering. And that's very opposed to the fundamentals of decent governance in a multicultural society. Thank you.